Everybody gets called there. Nobody in Nigeria has gotten called a fraudster more than your principal. More than your principal. So yeah, from tomorrow, Dino Melaye, because of you, this just got worse.
Voila. Is it voila just start to. So everybody stay tuned. Oh, and me, your diary, the Geo here. I will keep the track and keep the record. Let's go to the Channels Television organized town hall meeting where Obi and Datti were on seats. This should excite the obedient, shouldn't it? And at the same time give you a perspective of the man that is now their leading presidential candidate in Nigeria. It seems to be overhyped, Abi. Maybe you can see why here, in my view, for perspective.
Question has to do with the issue of removal of fuel subsidy. Considering that this current administration has said that by June 2023, the subsidy will be removed. Is it going to be your priority in your first 100 days in office? How sustainable is subsidy to the Nigerian economy? Thank you.
Thank you, Gloria.
Well, they have removed it. That's what they've done. But I can assure you, it will go immediately. Subsidy, I've said it before, is organized crime. And I cannot allow it to stay a day longer. What they're telling you is not what it is. Half of the subsidy that's been, what has been mentioned is not subsidy. First is that we consume the quantity that is not supposed to be consumed here. We are the same population with Pakistan. They consume below 50% of what we consume. So the first half, I will remove it and give those people who are drinking it water, because that's what they're supposed to drink, so we can save the money. Two, we will deal with the other remaining issue. We need the money today with our debts. We need the money to be able to invest in a critical social development issues. Look at this year's budget. This year's budget, education, which is the highest since this government came, is about 2 trillion. Health, which is the highest since this government came, is about 1.5 trillion. Then infrastructure, which is road and everything, is about 1 trillion. So these three critical development areas is receiving 4.5 trillion. Subsidy is 3.6 trillion.
Six.
No, half year.
Okay.
Half year, 3.6. So every full year is about 7 trillion. Which country will invest more in subsidy than education and health and even roads? It doesn't make sense. This is the annual budget of education is 2 trillion. Annual budget of health is 1.5. Road infrastructure 1, and subsidy half year is 3.6. It will go immediately.
All right. Maybe this question, the vice presidential candidate will tackle it. Latasha Ngube is on the microphone. Latasha, hi.
Good evening, Your Excellency, Mr. Obi, Mr. Datti. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm a lifestyle entertainment, human interest writer and editor, as well as a socio-political analyst. Aside from my ever-growing concerns about the redistribution of wealth amongst the youths, job security, home ownership, and so on, I would like to focus on the one area Nigerian youths have distinguished themselves and promoted the country in spite of its many setbacks. The entertainment industry has grown in leaps and bounds, with many international players moving in to cash in on our talent and creating millions of dollars and taking it away. What plans do you have when you're elected, or if you are elected, to scale the industry, create structure, and bring in everything we can and build Nigerian youths? Thank you.
Thank you so much. That's a very double barrel in every sense. Youth-oriented and the economy also.
Before I answer, let me once again appreciate the contribution of Nigerian youth in bringing Nigeria out to the world and actually adding so much value to our GDP. You see, the bedrock education, if we raise the value, the quality of education that we give out, it will from inside the industry improve their work ethics and deliverables. The second thing is from the side of the economy. We have been speaking about boosting the disposable income of Nigerian families so that there's a little more room to consume on entertainment. I mean to spend on entertainment. And that is a huge boost that we can give to the industry. The rest are all tied to what Mr. President in waiting and what we've been discussing here. Power, security, an economy with all requisite infrastructure. Then, of course, by the time we're able to pass that message out that security in Nigeria has drastically improved, we will move a step forward to link Nigerian movie industry, Nollywood, with international movie centers. And by the way, it has pained us a lot during this World Cup season to sit and watch without Nigeria. When African Cup comes up next, like I said I would do with ASU, I will again plead with Mr. President to whoever is in charge of sports and youth development, ensure that all is done. We move mountains to bring African Cup to Nigeria. There is no way World Cup will be played without Nigeria. Nigeria has passed that. It will never happen again by the grace of God. This is entertainment. Sports is entertainment. And Nigerians, and then we're going to proliferate sports. Its infrastructure and the reward coming to the participants. Never will the salaries or allowances of Nigerian players be delayed by 1 hour. We will be there to ensure they are compensated and compensated over their own compensation. Link them with industries and companies. Raise their profile internationally. These are part of what we'll do. Okay. Please, if I can just revisit the last question. There is a variety of ways that Nigeria is being shortchanged from what Mr. President has called, the scam is a crime. Time will permit me to mention only two. You see, when there is a Ponzi scam like the subsidy, a very, very small group of super rich who do not consume Nigeria, they don't consume Nigerian food or anything that adds value or brings the money back. They exchange the money. By exchanging that money, they are depressing the Naira, which is a loss. And I have argued that any further depreciation in Naira is a direct assault to our national security. Then it is depriving a key area like security. Just imagine injecting, for example, 6.3 trillion on security and not on a scam called subsidy. Just imagine what it will do. And whenever you speak about amounts, look at, for example, if you say 5 trillion is going to be spent under a system like ours, look at 5 trillion to be between 30 to 40 trillion. Because right now the 5 trillion spent is giving you only 15 to 20% at best of the value of services and products and works that you're getting. Once, like I said again, group, personal and political interests are removed, without increasing any amount, you have increased the value of what you are getting. So when you speak about 5 trillion now, You're speaking about 30 to 40 trillion during our own time.
All right. Let's wrap up quickly in just about 60 seconds on the economy because
I know. Sounded like giving the politician the chance to lie to you. Abi? Well, we've been listening to a lot of them lately, haven't we? And you can smell it from far, but obedient will disagree with you. They believe every word he said. In fact, here is another interesting one, okay? You remember calling Obi stingy, that Atiku will sell your inheritance, sell Nigeria. Obi will make you suffer, go hungry, because he is a stingy person that will be saving money when you are going hungry. They actually asked him that question there. They said, you are stingy. What would he say? I think the highlight of what he said was that saving money in Nigeria, is saving money now a sin or a crime? Because this is what is getting back from the record that he saved money. You know what I mean? Listen to him.
Mr. Obi, which we're getting people would like you to comment on. One of your opponents has described you as a stingy man in one of the campaigns, and that you might find it difficult to get things done with that kind of character. How would you respond to that kind of statement?
Well, very simple is that as governor of Anambra State, between the year 2000 and year 2015, the only measure of development that is known globally is Millennium Development Goals. This is the standard benchmark. If you check, when I became governor in 2006, we started implementing it in 2008. So we are late by 7 years. By the time Nigeria is stopped in 2015, Anambra was number 1. And that includes, I was number 1 in education. This is by UNDP, not by Nigeria. By UNDP, was number 1 in education. By Nigeria and WAEC, I was number 1. I won Bill Gates Prize in health. This is again not Nigeria that marked it. So I can go on. I had the best road network. In terms of fighting poverty, go and check, ask Evelyn Oputu. I was the first governor to go to Bank of Industry and say, I want us to do something. I want to put in money here and you support my micro, small businesses, which is what the governors are seeing today. I and Evelyn Oputu started that. Then, go and ask Magnus Bako, who was in charge of poverty alleviation. I was number 1. I'm calling names of people. I can go on and on.
But
let me tell you about, about that issue. It's good that when my opponents talk, let us talk about corruption.
Thank you.
One of the things that is killing this country today is corruption perception index. And that is measured on how you manage public assets, nepotism, how you share the land, how you manage your money and everything. And I've challenged everyone and just said, go and see whether there's anywhere a kobo of Anambra State money is missing. Saving have now become an issue. When people have stolen all the money and impoverished the country, and you're now questioning a man who's left the money without anybody telling me to leave it and go.
Mr. Obi, we'll take that as your closing moment because we're totally out of time. But on behalf of China Salvation Partners, the Situation Room, these are charter of demands, one for you and one.
Do you get that? No, listen, let me say something quickly, by the way. To some of you, obedient, currently on Mayegun's Diary Politico. You know, Mayegun's Diary Politico is a Yoruba man's platform. I'm a Yoruba man, right? And at the same time, Mayegun's Diary Politico is a place that a majority of the hardcore viewers of Mayegun's Diary Politico don't believe in Nigeria anymore, including myself. And you need to respect that. So when you see people watching Obi talk and they categorize him with other Nigerian politicians and the rest, don't come here and start throwing tribal nonsense. It won't work here. It will only hand you one thing, a complete ban, which is something I actually do well when I see bigots and idiots who can easily, with a little shift from what they probably expect, and before you know it, their tribal, religious, and every other stupid bigotry will be showing up. So if you see people commenting, not supporting Obi in any of Mayegun's platform, it's not because they hate him. It's not because he's an Igbo man. It's not because it's not because the Yoruba man is also running. Because on this same platform, that's exactly how we treat Tifnumbu, Atifku, and the rest of them. So it has nothing to do with you being Igbo or Yoruba, Christian or Muslim. Remember that. So don't come here because you are obedient. Yeah, I like you. You know why I like you? There's never been any time, any political time in Nigeria history that the establishment in Nigeria have really been shaken to their core with the fear of what is likely going to happen in an election that they are organizing. You know, they are the one organizing your election. They are the one doing all of this, Abi. Now, for the first time, because of all of una, the establishment is worried. That's fair enough. And I like that. Anything that is going to collapse this particular system, you're just like the enemy of my enemy, my friend. So please, respect this temple. Okay? We put all of them in the same basket for a reason. Okay? Please don't get it twisted. It doesn't make any of us or many of us supporters of Obi. Okay? But we are not against you per se, because you are just like their torment and their karma. So we just want to see how this goes. So don't think anybody here cares about your Igbo bigotry or your Yoruba bigotry or your every other nonsense that is going on in your head. Okay? If you disturb anybody here, what we usually do is that we kick out idiots who want to throw their tribal, religious, and every other nonsense on here. So listen to me with open mind, okay? It will do you a lot of good. Nobody cares about on this platform per se. Majority of us don't give a damn about who becomes your president. Do you understand? Even though you would like us to give a damn, but we don't. So respect that, as we respect your own freedom of tormenting them and all of that. Talking about tormenting, there's a guy that call himself table shaker, Bokwari Tormentor. So Bokwari Tormentor, decided to show to people that hey, we don't collect the bail of Dokpesi. Dokpesi is not in jail. And I think I should quickly update you on that, okay? So here, you remember this guy? Yeah, well, they said that Dokpesi is in London now with Atifku. Atifku is not sick. He's not in the hospital. Dokpesi is not in jail anymore. Everything seems to be working fine. And I think I should tell you why they have to give Atifku his flower. So Atifku got his flower, and at the same time, he got his media guru, Chief Dokpesi. So, like I said, nobody give a damn about who become your president or not. And listen, don't even dare pretend and say to us and say, hey, if you love Nigeria, anybody, who told you that we love Nigeria anymore? Have you actually come to that reality yet or not? Because there is something. Even if some of you obedient don't want to admit to that, are you with me? Your boss, Obi, recognizes the fact that a lot of people, they have mentally, psychologically, some of us have physically disengaged from Nigeria. He knows, and he knows why. So when he was at the Brekete family this morning, he actually had a message for us. So don't twist it. Oh. Another thing is this: we no get electoral value. A lot of us on this platform, home and abroad, who don't believe in the charade, believe in anything there, we no get electoral value. We know the vote. So, of what advantage is it going to be to take side with anybody? But for me, codedly, I want to make you push this into the end so that this anger, this rage, you they see everywhere, it could make proper sense for the real thing that the establishment themselves are so scared of. And my job is that, okay? So don't worry. Somehow, everybody is taking the heat, by the way, at a point when the vice presidential candidate to Obi, a question was asked him, and seriously, the guy actually got emotional. Nigeria tough. Nigeria mad, Goni. The job, anytime when you try to say you want to save Nigeria or you want to, whatever, any good intention you think you have about Nigeria, the first thing is that there is a way Nigeria will break you. And that's one thing I don't want to subject myself into. Rather, I will stay away and wait for the time that everybody will come to their senses and say, no, all of us, they go our separate ways. But remember this Ahmed Datti, in Papa from Mauritania. And then, long story short, it's not been a good one. But being with Obi, being with Obi, I mean, that could be forgiven. He's a Nigerian. As he be, so everybody is a Nigerian. But when you say, oh, yeah, come and define who is a Nigerian, there's no real definition of who is a Nigerian. There's nothing that actually says this is what makes you a Nigerian other than what you told yourself that make you Nigerian. All this Wahala Shah, a big man. Baba quickly added the small Jara drama. You know what I mean? Like, how could they be doing this to me? They insulted my father. Can you believe that?
However, me and my family have been paying a huge price for my attempts to save Nigeria, to rescue Nigeria. They sent all sorts of people after me. I would have been a lot happier if only they stopped at me as an individual. But, the thing that I was able to sort with the presidential and vice presidential candidate, I ended up suffering from a much lesser level. 35 years ago at least, our dad of blessed memory passed away. No one ever insulted him until I joined elections for presidency. This is not fair. No one ever insulted. It doesn't happen anywhere in the world. You don't insult people's parents or their families. It doesn't happen. It's a huge price for anyone to pay to insult anybody.
Sorry about that. I know it's a bit emotional. Sorry about that. Let's get...
So sorry. Ahmed, Datti, very sorry. There is actually something that somebody said, which I believe really, really got to him. Do you know who said something to him? Femi Foni-Kayode. Let me see if I still have the copy of Femi Foni-Kayode's tweet. Okay, I don't anymore. I'm sorry. I would have shared that with you right away. He said Ahmed Datti is a cow lover. Alumajiri from Mauritania, be Mauritius. I keep mixing them together and they are not in the same place anyway. You know what I'm saying? There is somebody that should be locked up in a cow's pen, and chained there, and boxed together after that, and just sent him back to where he came from. That one is saying he want to be vice president of Nigeria. What an audacity! Let Nufani Kayode. You be like say that thing got to Datti. Which level now? On top say I won't contest election. I won't rescue Nigeria, Mr. Rescuer. Why? I say see, I was a little boy. Since I have been hearing that, if you want to know the history of your father's father, which is your grandfather, the history of your mother, and that of our own mother, grandmother, as your grandmother was this or that in this area, and that's how he met your father, your grandfather, who was this or that, and you'll be like, on top waiting now. Waiting now. Maybe I just say I won't be. You the craze. You just say we don't know you. So that issue probably prepare more. It is even a different ball game when you finally even become that president or that vice president. Now a different level again. It will come be like, say, maybe election don't finish. My election no they finish. Finish in Nigeria. We know they agree. We know get anything in common. Let's live our different ways so that when we use language to talk, Some people will say, Omo, you know that thing where you want to talk in Yoruba, you know, say everybody go be against Tamo. In this country, you can't say that. It's not good. But in Nigeria, you can say anything. When they say, oh yeah, wait, what do you think he said? By the time somebody is going to interpret it for you, they have watered it down or they have increased it. You will never get the full meaning. Now, we have 500 languages like that in Nigeria. Where we say we don't understand ourselves. What do you think we all have? Anger, rage, and all that. We can never understand ourselves. So you better actually get prepared. But Obi has something to say in his own businessman. I will sit down with them and discuss with them. But he acknowledges why a lot of people are disconnecting with Nigeria. A lot of you that are currently trying to be reconnected with anything Nigeria right now. Some of you are doing so because of this obedient Obi movement and the whole trending stuff. Abi, after the whole election, if the thing no go Obi way, a lot of you who are trying to form, advisory council everywhere. Let us, you see, to get a Yoruba nation, to get your this and that, you need to have a Baba, I know. But you, do you believe what you are saying? That to have a conversation around going our separate ways, we need to pursue these criminals away first. Do you believe that? I don't. I would love to see that too. I would love to see it. But this guy had something to say this morning at Brekete Family, I think in Abuja.
Labor.
Okay.
Person we talk about Biafra. Biafran war ceases to exist 52 years ago. And it remains so. I'm a Nigerian. I contest as a Nigerian. I've said that those who are agitating, be it those who are agitating in southwest, in southeast, in the north, everywhere. There's agitations everywhere. Because today, because of the injustice, unfairness, marginalization, poverty, call it any name, people are bound to agitate. If in your house you do the same thing, people will agitate. I said I'll consult and discuss with all of them. But not in anything. A new Nigeria is what I want to build. And people will be proud. And everybody will live in it. That's why I said that I'll solve the problem of the north. I'll solve the problem of the southwest, southeast, and every. I want Nigerians to move around with their passport. Happy that they're Nigerians. We must bring back that. I've traveled all over the world. I've shown an example everywhere. And I've done it as a governor.
I will negotiate with them. I'm not going to kill them. I'm not going to shoot them. I'm not going to criminalize them. That's all I heard in that, Abi. Promises and promises that can only be fulfilled if you have the power to do so. I mean, some said that it is an empath. I mean, a government that has empathy for the people. A government that actually won't feel comfortable shooting and killing you as young as they are doing to you right now in Nigeria. But you know something? There are some of our brothers and sisters from Biafra land that will say, "My egun hold my cup." You don't forget Akusu SARS. You don't forget, what's that one called? Oji River. The bodies of young people killed by the SARS, police, and I said, well, you wouldn't say it was the one supervising that and killing them. Say, "My egun forget." I said, okay, fine, please. So obedient belief that he's never going to be brutal. He's never going to be a murderous person. There's so much they are hoping on. And I bet you, when you go out there, they are continually to prove that it is not just social media. And more reason why I think, the next few weeks, so pregnant with so much that even today, right this evening, the news says, INEC is likely going to postpone the election. I don't know if you have read that, Abi, but before that, a news came and they said Peter Obi and the Obedient are going to Delta. And you know that Delta State, the person who is the governor of Delta State, the state of James Sibori, the London returning thief, who is the godfather of the plutocracy that the people of Delta State have been bedeviled with. Their godfather and his godson, Okowa. Some of you, you pay a lot of attention to what is going on in Lagos. Godfatherism of Tifnumbu. If you go to Delta, you go fear. I never see things, but I don't want to talk about that. Okay? Ibori, who did prison, and he was choosing who was going to be governor, who was going to be senator, House of Assembly and Reps, from prison, for stealing the money of the state when he was their governor. Very powerful. The day he returned from prison, it was a glorious welcome. For those who remember Oduan, I think Oduan was governor then. Emmanuel Oduan. Yes. Then Okowa. The same Okowa. Who happened to be the Atifku's vice. When the report came and they said that, no, we don't feel we should be obedient nonsense. We don't want obedient. What about the stadium? No, we don't want them here. They can't go give them one scrapyard, abandoned scrapyard. Anyway, since they said that their movement is, organic movement. Anywhere where you give us, we go gather. So after the Brekete stopped this morning, just like Bokwari and Tifnumbu were in Yola, in Adamawa State, Atifku's state. Obi and his obedient. They were already. They were. Now, what happened is that for the first time, they actually had their campaign in two places, Asaba and Warri. Right? I got some clips just for your view, okay? This time. And of course, their man came. And when he landed, I think it was in Asaba. Oh, yeah, I think so. First. Yeah, I think that was, I don't know, Asaba or Warri, because they had it in two places, same, one after the other, in the same state, where Okowa was supposed to be the king. Let's go to the streets.
No problem, nothing.
So have you all seen that every time you are on social media and you say this OB serve is not, this OB is not good, and you see about 30 replies. Okay, who is now good? Your papa, now your papa good. I mean, they're supposed to use condom. If your mama use condom, you know, all those people will go attack you, obedient and everywhere. Now them you see there, so they are real low. If anybody is still telling you that they are just on social media or this or that, my brother, me, I like to tell you the truth so that you are prepared. Something is not shocking you to the point that a lot of people today are so scared to even express themselves when they talk about OB on social media. You know why? Because the obedient that you are seeing are coming after you with different name, John Aga, and your last Stewart, and all those ones, they are real. And that's exactly as they are on social media, making sure that, as they call it, pressing the neck of the people who have made their life miserable, that they believe OB is going to fix. So if you are typing, this OB is going nowhere, and somebody just can say, now your papa know they go anywhere. Say, who be this Olori Bruku who just said something? You are a madman. This one are weary now. This one don't enter market now. Baba, you die. And all those people will go. These are the frustrated, angered, disappointed Nigerians. Let me respect you now. Nigerians. Somehow, who have now connected their anger, frustration. You know, it's like when they say there's something called stress ball. Stress ball. If you don't want to break bottles, if you don't want to break people's head, if you don't want to punch anybody for face as you are angry, waiting Nigeria, they do you. I mean, Nigeria is doing you a lot right now. There's so much shege going around. You know that, Abi? Now, if you don't want to be blamed for anger, this or that, then you need something called stress ball. What you do is that stress ball is like when every time you are so angry to smash something, you hold the stress ball, you squeeze it harder, the harder you can. Squeeze it and squeeze it. You are still angry, but you are suppressing it and managing it. That's exactly what I think I am saying inside the obedience. Obedience. I may be wrong, but I have seen enough to tell me that the reasons why the man who said it is an insult for him to even mention Peter Obi's name, they are waiting crowned Kolu, who is waiting to be inaugurated as the person after Bokwari. The reason why the same man who said it is an insult for me. That one where they talk statistics. Now statistics we go shop. Eventually he had to come out and mention his name. That one called Obi stingy. All of these things are real. Forget all what these sellers are telling you on social media. So obedient movement to some of these frustrated, angry Nigerians is like the stress ball of their anger. If you no give them waiting they want, now Nigeria they go squeeze. That's my wish. I may be wrong. And of course, I am always very much ready to be wrong. I don't want to be right. Sometimes. All the time I want to be right. That if Obi, with this level this whole thing is going, if they finally muzzle all of you out in a typical Nigeria way, it is like taking away your stress ball. What you go do? Take a look again. I don't know, maybe this one has Saba again. I've been a worry, it no matter. Then be obedient.
The love is massive in worry. The love is massive in worry. Obi for president. Life in worry. After Buhari, Peter Obi. After Buhari, Peter Obi. After Buhari, Peter Obi. After Buhari, Peter Obi. Peter Obi. Peter Obi. Now we do sense for our president. Worry, shock. more people tweeting in the room. But look at us now. Look at we now. Look at we now. Look at we now.
Please, many of us should calm down. We should calm down.
Worry. Yes, sir. We're live in Worry. Worry is fully obedient. How do you feel? How do you feel? How do you feel?
Move to there. Stay there. After Buhari, Peter Obi.
Are you a pastor to get BBC?
Yes.
So, they are the ingredient of revolution once they squeeze Peter Obi from their hand. But it's actually fun to watch. Yeah, it is. Let's see how far they maintain that. Yeah, again, I think this is also Worry.
Guys, the love is massive. The love is massive. The love is massive. The love is massive. Live you Worry. The love is massive. Guys.
President of Nigeria.
Organic support. Okay. Anyway, it was there on this short clip captured, okay? Let's have that on record too. What did he tell them when he got to see them? Like everyone else. This one.
Don't listen to them. They've been here for a long time. They've not done anything for anybody. Go out and vote for me. Vote for me and Datti. I assure you, I will not be the president. I'll visit here as president. When I come back, you'll be proud of the mother somebody who is going to care about you. That we all want. Go out and vote. Labor all the way. Labor all the way. Don't allow them. Stay there, vote, convince your neighbors. Tell them these people have been cheating us in. You have to stop.
Yeah. I mean, he's coming out of his shell too. We no be umbrella. We no be broom. That's what he said. And guess what? One of the things that is also coming to light now is that could the attention and the support that Atiku got in 2019, could it have come from the association he had with Obi or something? Because here is Obi, here is Atiku, and we can tell what is going on all around there both. So some believe that when you speak to Atiku's spokesperson, they will say, Peter Obi is the reason why Tinubu is going to win. When you speak to Atiku's, when you speak to Tinubu's spokesperson, it will tell you that Peter Obi is the reason why Tinubu will win. When you speak to Atiku's person, it will tell you that Peter Obi is the reason why Atiku will win. Because, you know what I mean? It's because Obi will divide this or that. Anyway, I'll show you that video. He added this too as well when he was in Worry.
Government of Nigeria.
Yeah. But like I said, everybody has an opinion and all that about this year's charade, including myself. But when you talk, when you ask Keyamo about it, or if you ask, what's that guy's name? The one for Atifku. Balabulaba. I'm sorry, I can't remember his name, but you know him. This guy.
Peter Obi is the biggest reason Asiwaju will win this election.
Peter Obi is the reason why Atiku will win the election against APC.
They play. Just they play.
They play. Yes, they play. Those are the obedient to. You know what I mean? Whatever happens. Like I said, and I like it. I like the way Director Scott put it. You see, in this year 2023 election and all that, people like us, we no get any dog in this fight. We are just spectators, who are likely going to help punters, to also leverage on what is expected to happen if they happen. Do you understand? So we no get me, Mayegun, I no get any dog in this your fight, and I bet you. 80 to 90% of the people on the Temple of Truth here, we don't give a damn about what happened in your election or who becomes what, as much as you do. I mean, as much as you might think. We don't give a damn. The really damn we give it, I mean, all of this is that understanding the characters who are involved in what is going to become or whatever is going to be the outcome of the charade day by day until the D-Day. Because at the end of the day, by the way, the consequences of your decisions are not limited to you. Everyone, whether you are interested or you are not, whether you are participating or not, the consequences of their actions eventually is going to touch everybody. I mean, so that's why we are interested in a way, but not interested in who becomes what in your what have you. But my God, that doesn't make any sense now. Well, to you, it will soon make sense to you. Okay? Just give it time. Some are saying they won't have to need a gun or a bullet or a shield or anything at all except PVC. And it can't become like, say, the PVC itself don't sound like gun, especially in southern part of Nigeria, where a lot of you have now been spurred to rise and then be part of this. Show your anger by getting PVC, they say. A lot of you have registered and a lot of his stories have been developing because the people you want to fight, they seems to kind of defend themselves even before the start of the fight. A lot of you are going through this right now. Abi? All over the place, mostly in southern Nigeria.
Look at what they are doing to people here in Okota. Ajomoni Senior Grammar School. People are here since 5 o'clock and they are being frustrated up to now. The INEC officials are not working. They keep people here. Look at the hundreds, thousands of people here waiting to collect their PVC. After they will say people are not collecting their PVC, but they are the one not giving the people their PVC. Look at how frustrated people are here, waiting for their PVC. Some of them are here since 5 o'clock. Some of them have been here since Monday. Nothing. They are here. The INEC officials came late, and up to now, they are giving people number. And up to now, they are not working, they are not serving. Nobody have collected his PVC up to this time as I'm talking to you. It's about 1 o'clock. Up to now, they have done nothing. Look at the crowd here waiting to collect their PVC. What is difficult in giving people their PVC? What is the problem? Because this place is Agor, and they believe it's Igbo people that is here. So that's why they don't want to give people their PVC. Can you imagine the number here? What does it take to give somebody his PVC? Is that a work? Just release somebody his PVC.
Everything in Nigeria is war. Somebody is asking, is it a war? What do you mean by is it not a war? They don't believe that if you don't struggle, if you don't suffer, if you don't sweat for something where you go take your hand, do yourself, and then a thumbprint for criminals who don't give a damn about whatever they say to you during elections anyway. So suffer, suffer, suffer. That's why people say, suffer, no, they tire you. They say, no, we have to work hard. We have to. I say, okay. Good luck with that. And I really, really wish you good luck, by the way. I'm not even like, it's not even like a joke. Because you're going to need it. You will need it. Because with the characters like this one, they know they would have to devise other means of how to cop you or cut you. But I'm rooting for you. Obedient, I'm rooting for you. Sure you get. If there is 1,000 people behind you telling you that go, you can do it. You have shown it. Although you don't need me or you don't need somebody like myself. I know they vote and I know they ask people to vote. I'm sorry. Sure you get. So which means your effort, your work, everything down now, you know what I mean? If you are looking for, if 1,000 people are supporting you, saying go for it, I am one of them. If 100 people are saying go for it, obedient, me, I'll be one of them. If now only one person remain, we're going to say obedient, alpha, go for it, because you have your energy anyway. Because last, if you do as you want to, they can't cheat you as then they cheat you. I will be one of your fans disappointed that you are not going to act on that. I'm not trying to incite you. A lot of you are already angry. So if they now muzzle you out, do what they do, the abracadabra, what you go do? Go back to your cocoon. How about Obi? Let me just go back to his life. Maybe not, Abi. That's why you need somebody like me that will continue to say, go, girl. If all of them be feminists, this and that, I go there, yeah, even though I know be one. I'll go there shout, go, girl. Go, girl, go, queen, go, girl. But this time around, comrade, everybody, comrade, this or that. You are now comrade against a system that you believe that you could fight within. I mean, whether I tell you, not to, or to do it or not to do it, doesn't really matter anymore. I actually want you to do it. Yeah, I want you to attempt it. I want you to rile them up more. I want to see actions in the following days. They say frustrate them. Or no, when we were playing football, this 5-a-side back in Nigeria when I was home, right? There's something that we always say. We say, force them to play nonsense. Force them to play nonsense. When you say force them to play nonsense, I'm asking you obedient. As you say, they press their neck. I beg no reduce them until the election day, until they will postpone the election. You get more angrier and angrier. And then the Iboloji, as usual, from the three Kardashian states in northern Nigeria, they will now come again this time around, and a lot of you will beginning to question them. You will be surprised and say, how come 6 million from Borono? Baba, who you they ask? If you write any figure from Borono, now a lot of you will be interested now, Abi. And you say, how can they say Kano people 4.5 million voted for Kolu? We saw the video now. We saw Baba. You didn't see anything. They don't write time, Tate. They don't write this whole thing, Tate. So all of these are to get you more angrier. If they realize that there is a single threat to what they have perfected, they will postpone the election. There's nothing you can do. I hope they do that. Once they postpone the election, it simply means the arrangement don't shift. They need time, more time to perfect that thing. But if you continue with your, you will force them to make more mistakes. And the more they make more mistakes, they are likely going to rile you up. The rigging will be so pure, and you'll be wondering, how come this one? I say, who you they ask how come? But they say, maybe they promise you beavers. Beavers is going to stop rigging, Baba. They play, just they play. Okay? Just they play. So all of this I'm saying is not to discourage you. I'm just telling you sure you get. You know it. Okay? You know what I'm saying? And when this sort of thing start forming and taking shape, you will see. And another thing. A lot of people believe that there's going to be a revolt vote. They are dreaming it. Especially obedient believe that from this central Nigeria, northern Nigeria, there's going to be some revolting votes. You know what I mean? Like protest votes for them. I pray, see, every of your prayer, I pray, may God answer you. But you see that system in Nigeria, it has enough and enormous power that if you can make them make mistakes like they did during the NSAS, that they shook to their foundation until they tried the last one, the force, and it worked. Everybody disappeared on the streets. If you can make them do all of that, I mean, I go to ginger you. I go to hype you. Because when you do that, now stage one of the fight to free ourselves, like you say, that means you have played your part. But the fight is not finished. Nigeria is not going, there is no new Nigeria. There will never be any new Nigeria. It is going to be your Nigeria repackaged in a new way that you will find out afterward. So which means, for the first time, the establishment lost a battle, or half of it. You found yourself still in the same establishment, but with a different new narrative, a new world. That you will still have to deal with a lot of people that will tell you the reason why we want to leave Nigeria is not because somebody is coming to come and give us a job, come and build our system, come and give us a justice. No. We will take care of ourselves as a people with an agreement, if we are still going to be part of Nigeria, an agreement that says this part of Nigeria is autonomous. They have the autonomy, which is exactly what Yoruba signed up for. A lot of people, I mean, all the regions in Nigeria signed up for that autonomy. It was taken away in 1966. So don't think it's actually a battle. It's going to be a lifetime battle. I wish you luck. And if they twist you, again, I will be here to encourage you to push on and push on. Anything that will make this system go and open up a proper one that is people-oriented, the one that people actually got involved in, not the one that criminals, crooks, that are supposed to have been hung for crimes against you, against Nigeria, but they rewarded themselves with retirement and then unfettered access to your resources. They call them the elder statesmen in Nigeria. The system protects them. I hear say Babangida don't run go Germany now. A lot of people said he may not come back alive. Well, you are not his doctor. Others are saying that he's running away for the potential thing. God knows what's going to happen, Abi. He's away from Nigeria until after the election, if there is an election. Obedient. Good evening. And thank you so much, everyone, there for joining us tonight. I am going to take maybe 2-3 calls. And I'm going to go to bed early. Okay? So I'm going to open the line, but I'm going to go make myself a cup of tea first. So if you really want to be part of this, just briefly, right? You can call the number on your screen. And it is a WhatsApp call only. Don't go call it directly. I won't be long, okay? I'll be back.
And we are competing with armed robbers and the bandits to recruit from the youths who are unemployed. 33% unemployed. Recruit 50 million youths into the army and the other thing. Take away from their recruitment source. What they will eat? Cassava, àgbàdo, corn, and the morning, yam in the afternoon. It's growing here. You create demand and consumption. For over